welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys spam that like button, hit that share so other people can spam that like button. And we got a good show for you guys today. We're going to go over the news, the analysis, the charts, the TA. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. We're going to start it off with China's deal locked. U.S. imposing 55% tariff on Chinese goods, 30% on new, plus 25% on existing. Chinese expected to cut tariff to 10% following the deal. So a stern game of chicken is continued. And again, you know, show me the charts. I will tell you the news. You guys show me how things are. You know, I don't get caught up in the narratives. Just like the last couple of weeks when Bitcoin was at 110 or $100,000, and everyone was worried about Trump and Elon fighting this and that. Well, turns out it was much ado about nothing. Just like we knew was the case. Just like we knew when was the case. And, you know, even now today, Elon is like apologizing for some of his comments and remarks. All right, Moody on Solana. Moody's new pilot on-chain credit rating on Solana in multiple bond tokenization. So this is a big deal. Right now, the bond market is exponentially bigger than almost every other market outside of gold. And this is multi-trillions of dollars. So if they can tokenize, and I've talked about this, this is the next step for crypto. If they can tokenize the bond market, man, oh man, that unlocks trillions and trillions of dollars for the blockchain. And that is a very big deal. Cannot be understated, overstated how big of a deal that this really is. CPI beats estimates. So the U.S. inflation rises to 2.4%, below the 2.5% that was predicted by the market. And we know, listen, how they measure inflation is complete, utter nonsense, complete BS. But this is how they measure it. And this is a big deal for the money printing. We already have Europe is already officially money printing. We already have the Chinese government is already officially money printing. And the United States is already quantitative easing. But the question is, are they going to really ramp things up? My guess is very soon. And they're trying to hold it off as long as they possibly can. But my guess is sooner than we think that this is going to happen. STRD is the third Bitcoin-backed preferred stock from Strategy debuts on the NASDAQ. So we have Coinbase and we have STRD. I don't remember off the top of my head what the other one is, but this is the third one. And again, what is the biggest DCA in history? What is the biggest DCA in history? It is the American People's 401k. And what do the American People's 401k do? They buy the NASDAQ every single week. They go to work their 40 hours, and they faithfully buy the S&P 500. So what does this mean? This means the more companies that get added to the S&P 500 that are correlated with cryptocurrency, correlated with Bitcoin, that is a big deal, because that means that the 401ks, that means the American people and the people around the world who invest into a 401k are indirectly DCing into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Circle is the other one. Okay, thank you. Circle is the other one. All right, so Justin, Bank of America CEO, says the bank is developing a stablecoin both independently and in collaboration with industry partners. Right? How funny. How funny it is. First, they oppose it, then they laugh at it, then they make their own stablecoin, I guess. I forget how the meme goes, but this is what we're seeing. Bank of America publicly was one of the bigger anti-crypto people, but when they see how much better of a technology it actually is, and when they see how much money hand over fist that could be made, now all of a sudden they are all for it. So yeah, listen, not for me, but hey, So here are the big bullet points for the Moody on Solana. The rating and Alpha Ledger competed to test to enable municipal bonds on tokenized securities issued on Solana. Traditional finance giants are increasingly explore ways to expand their services to tokenized assets, and a booming market projected to worth trillions in the next few years. The test could pave the way for real-time creditors' insights in tokenized financial markets and include other fixed income products like corporate bonds, Moody said. So this goes back to the Moody on Solana. This is a massive deal for Solana. This is a massive deal for crypto. Ultimately, this is a, I'm going to follow this story pretty, lockstep, but, it's at the very, very beginning stages of this all, but this is definitely something to be keeping an eye on. BlackRock bought another $80 million worth of ETH. And this is what we've talked about. The sort of money flow, stock to money flow that we all know and love, where Bitcoin goes into the large caps go into the medium caps, and the medium caps go into small caps, etc. This is what we're seeing. Like, BlackRock is playing the oldest game in the book. What are they doing? They're quietly selling their Bitcoin as Bitcoin is what? Making new all-time highs or flirting with it. And they're buying Ethereum, which is much undervalued compared to Bitcoin. And I'm one of the biggest Ethereum haters known to man. I don't like Ethereum. I don't like their founders. I don't like nothing about it. But I'm not a fool. And I understand that Ethereum can and will be leading the real deal alt season, which everyone said, everyone told you was canceled. Well, according to BlackRock, BlackRock determined that was a lie. Okay, and now let's get into the charts and into the cryptocurrency. So, let's see here. This is the wrong one. All right, as of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $8,999.90. Okay, looking very, very good, and we have been following this. I've been talking about this like step for step. We've been following this right here. You have your distribution, You have your markdown, selling climax, secondary test, your spring, your move to the upside, your back test, even this little peak right here that we just had right here. Let me circle this again. Even this little peak right here was this little peak right here. And then we had the little back test of the prior range, and now we're starting it up again. So this has been following this almost pretty much to a T. Okay? And I wish it wasn't this simple, but that's what it looks like it's doing. So, I don't think that Bitcoin is the play, but I'm not going to pretend like, it's not the son of the market. And when we look at the daily body closes, this is already making a daily, not an all-time high, but very, very close to an all-time high on the daily, but it has already taken out this over here. Whether you want to measure a wick or if you want to measure the body candle, it is within 0.87% of a body all-time high. Okay? And listen, that's what it's going to take. Bitcoin getting to 118,000. Ethereum has really started to wake up, and it hit our target. We've been talking about this for a week. It hit our target of 2,800. So Bitcoin dominance right now looking pretty good. This is definitely a big candle that has taken out this candle over here, even on the wick and on the body. So this is officially a lower low for Bitcoin dominance in the micro. And let's get into the macro. 63.5 is still the target on the RSI on the daily. We have a lot of room to go. Okay, so I think that it's going to get hit, and this would just ultimately be a dead cat bounce to the 702, rolling back over, and then we're going to get a test to the macro lower low, which is going to be 62%. Okay, so that is the macro target, and then that would be confirmation that this is Wyckoff distribution. Okay, and that is what I think it is. That's what it looks like to me. That's all signs are pointing towards that, especially with Ethereum absolutely waking up. Okay, now we talked about this the other day. We said this was a bear trap. Here's X, Y, Z, Y. Here's what we're going to do. I said, what are we going to do? We're going to go to 28.5. We got to 28.6. Listen, y'all. I can't script it any better. I don't know what you guys want from me, okay? Everyone freaks out every little time. Mom and dad are fighting. Mom and dad are fighting, so sell all your crypto now. Listen, guys, like when there's literally no fundamental reason, when there's literally no technical reason, you know what it is. Everyone talks about market manipulation until we actually literally get market manipulation. Okay, you guys can't be swayed by this. People are doing victory laps about this little bear trap. Guess what you got? Hook, line, and sinker. You got trapped. Congratulations. You played yourself. Okay, now that Ethereum has hit my targets, what is next for Ethereum? Okay, it's going to be, in my opinion, we're going to see if we have enough gas to actually break out right now, or are we going to get a back test? My vote, what I would prefer to happen would be a breakout to 2,900 and back test to 2,800 again. That's what I would prefer to happen. That doesn't mean that that's what needs to happen, though. These candles are very, very strong. This right now for Ethereum is a 6-month high. No, take that. This is almost the year-to-date high. We were a little bit higher. Yes, we were higher in January, but this is definitely the 6-month high and almost flirting with a year-to-date high. Clearly, what we can see, we've been talking about this. This was a downtrend. This was your Wyckoff accumulation. This was the sign of strength, and Ethereum is just a beat or two behind Bitcoin. It is now working on the next little push higher, and we've been talking about this. 3,300 is the push higher. Okay, let's look at XRP. By the way, I'm seeing lots of nonsense out there. I'm just going to call it what it is. A spade is a spade is a spade. Y'all play spades? I play spades. I'll run a Boston on you right now. Okay? A spade is a spade. And what I'm seeing is there are content creators everywhere saying that they're selling their XRP for Zbeck. And we've talked about this 100 times, and I'm going to say it 110 times. Okay? There are the content creators that are correct. There are the content creators that are popular. Choose one. Zbeck, in my opinion, right now is parabolic. It's already hit my macro targets of 1/2 of a penny and 7/10 of a penny. Maybe it hits a penny. But let's look at this. This is the most nonsensical thing that I've seen. And I don't have anything against Zbeck, but it did a 9x since April. Like, congratulations, you made it, bro. But this gave you a year of this price. We got rejected off the 2618, coming back, and in my opinion, we're going to be reaccumulating. Maybe we go to a penny, whatever. That's nothing crazy. So yeah, if we were to, like, maybe this is just a little bear trap, sure. If you want to tell me that Zbeck's going to do another 1.2x, sure. I'll buy that for $1. But this idea that it's going to outperform XRP now, I don't buy. I don't buy it at all. It has since April, absolutely 9x. That's fantastic. That is 90 years of stock market gains, maybe more. Congratulations. But listen, we're not going to sit here and pretend like it's going to do another 9x and then another 9x. And no, this is nonsense. You're being lured into a trap, and I don't subscribe, and I don't advocate anyone do that. All right. So if you're watching live, make sure you guys spam the like button, hit the share. If you're watching the replay, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. TikTok hasn't given me my live access yet, but we've already hit the threshold, so it could be any day now. But until that happens, this is how we're going to be rocking. All right, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, concerns. I know somebody gave me a gift. So I appreciate that. Let me pull up the chat over here. What is up, y'all? How is everyone feeling out of 10? I appreciate each and every one of you guys for rocking with me. First thoughts on Hehe. I like Hehe. I think Hehe's going to perform very well. When Sonic Moon, it is loading right now. We're already back into the 5 million. Just incredible. Thank you for the $4.99 donation, brother. I appreciate you. SpongeBob Penneth. Firmly grasp it. That was a lie. Lie determinant detector. That was a lie. If we go higher than the UTAD, what would that mean? It means that we are not as far along as I think. But there's no signs that look like that we're not further along, or that's going to happen. There's no signs pointing to that right now. I told Brandon it was market manipulators. He didn't believe me. He says, you're so spot on about this, kind of scared me. Two brothers fighting. As of January 2018, Bank of America has applied and received at least 43 parties. Blockchain, as of today, the number of unknown estimated to 100s. Let's go. Crush the like button. I play spades. Bring it on, son. Run it, brother. I'll run a Boston on any of y'all. Goldfish. Bros, quit chasing green candles and focus on what you're convicted and stack. 100%. What up, Ski? 1.2x. Don't buy that garbage. Sup, Ski? 8 out of 10. Can we look at VVVTA? ICP looking strong. ICP's looking very strong. And my longs are looking very beautiful on that. All right, let's check out VVV, and then we're going to get into your guys' price, your TA, all that, your comments, questions, concerns. So let's start off with VVV. What is it? No, that's not right. Yeah, it is VVV. Okay. Not aware of this one. But I'm going to say off the rip, let me check out their tokenomics. Let me check out their tokenomics because I like this. All right, so market cap's 117, FDV 270. Okay, so definitely a decent bit of inflation on this for sure. Let me check out past versus future. Not too bad on the past, but there definitely is future inflation. So I would keep an eye on that. I would definitely keep an eye on that. But as far as straight up TA, I don't mind this. This is accumulation. More likely to retrace. Keep an eye on the market cap. That's what I would say for sure. Retracement is $7.60. ADA. I love me some ADA. To me, ADA is one of my favorite blue chips plays right now. Along with VeChain and others, but my targets for ADA are $2, $4, $6, $8. That is where I'll be exiting ADA. Can you look at H&T? S and X chart, please, and thank you. Oh, and we got a market cap. Wonderful. Regardless of what the XRP Army tells you, market cap is what? What is market cap, ladies and gentlemen? It's the true price. It's the real price. Okay. Retracement is a 1 billy. 1 billy. That's a 3.2x. Parabolic is a 4 billy. 4 billion market cap. ADA and Link price prediction. Bare minimum. I would say $2 and $38. Bare minimum for both of those. ICP just announced Caffeine AI. It's so fire. I don't know anything about that. I have to take a look at that. All right, let's check out H&T. How's everyone feeling today? All right, be honest. Who got shook when mom and dad were fighting? Who really got shook when mom and dad were fighting? Who was like, that's it, pack it up, boys. I'm selling everything. Be honest. It's all right. I won't judge you. Be honest now. It's all good in the hood. All right. H&T still looks very, very good. Retracement is $24 minimum. Parabolic is $100. Jupiter price prediction. What's up, Minaj? Solnic contract address. Solnic is my number one 100x play. Brandon was shook AF. He was shooketh. All right, let's check out C-Pool. This went parabolic. Price discovery, markdown, reaccumulation. So this fractal is, or excuse me, this Fibonacci is done. So, and because it honored the 1618 last time, I would really honor it again. So retracement, 40 cents. Parabolic, price discovery, 88 cents. Crypto bastard got shook. You hate to see it. I'm just on YouTube and X right now. I ain't got to worry about Big Brother no more. This is a wonderful feeling. This is a magnificent feeling. Big Brother is not overarching down on me. I got banned on TikTok, and I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, it is liberating. Because you know what happened? You know what happened? I made a new account, and my views were getting even more. They can't stop the truth from reaching the ears of leadership. All right? I may not be monetized anymore, but the views, the eyeballs are the same. And so from this point forward, I will be aggressively funneling people from TikTok to YouTube. I do not want you to watch on, I mean, you can watch on TikTok, but I prefer you watch on YouTube or X because I am sick and tired of TikTok shenanigans. It is ridiculous that a person can literally like try to hold you hostage and make you pay money. Or they have a way of that. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't want to be a part of that. So I'm just going to use TikTok for the eyeballs because it still is true that TikTok has the best exposure. But so, yeah, that's what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use it to generate leads to get you guys over here. That's what I would prefer. Do you pull fibs from the top wick or close price? I pull fibs discretion, but generally I like to do from the body close to the wick low. ICP, please. All right, let's check out ICP. That's generally what I do. I use discretion, though. Modern Day Drifter says, yes! YouTube is so much better. Okay, so listen, this is accumulation. We've been talking about this. And what do we have from ICP, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? What do we have? Do I spot? Dare I say that this is an uptrend? Come on now. And what do we have? What do we have? Higher highs and higher lows. What do we have? Wyckoff accumulation, higher highs, higher lows. Come on now. Now, we might get a back test, come back to $5.80. Fine. Opportunity. Ultimately, $38 for ICP. Bare bones. Bare bones. Well, $10 is bare bones. Probable is $38. And then 100, 140. They can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Oh, man. It's all good, though. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, though. You know, it's nonsense, but it is what it is. Like, honestly, listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When it first happened, it sucked. And then I immediately made a new TikTok. And before, maybe subconsciously, I had this feeling maybe that if my account got banned, that all that hard work, you know, that I did, you know, it would have been for nothing, but I would have had to gain so much ground. But what I realized was when I made a new account and immediately off the rip, 20K views, off the rip, 25K views, off the rip, brand new account, no ads, all organic. What I realize is I've developed a skill and I know how to get the right message out to the right people, the ears of leadership. And that is who I am speaking to. And so that is a liberating feeling. I am on cloud 9. I feel liberated from the chains of Big Brother. He can no longer constrain me to the Matrix. Because we're not just in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. Master Ski, we always have your back. I appreciate you. When do you think VeChain hits 20 cents? I like VeChain a lot. VeChain, man, VeChain is really waking up right now. Yeah, I'm a big fan of VeChain. I think it could hit, I'm going to say by October. I think VeChain. Probably before then, but by October. All right, let's check out Jupiter. What is the inflation on Jupiter? Whoopsies. I don't know the answer. So a little bit, not that bad. Okay, so I'm going to say high probability of retracement. I don't mind this too. This was distribution, your markdown reaccumulation. Retracement is $1.26. Parabolic, I'm going to give it price discovery of $3. By the way, updated schedule. My brother is here, helping out, doing great things. So we're going to start live streaming before this show too on the Ski Sports channel. So if you guys are interested in sports, that is popping off on TikTok as well, but we'll be live on YouTube. I think that one has live access. I'm not sure. And then we'll be live here directly after that. Both of those are going to be uploading 3 to 5 videos every day, plus a standalone 15 to 20 minute video. So lots of content coming at you guys, lots of value, and I'm excited to bring it to you. Nutski, that's right, Peanutski. What's the TikTok What is the TikTok name? The TikTok name is Skis Sports. SKEYS SPORTS. Should I dump Cass? It just goes sideways. That is called accumulation. And I love accumulation. I don't think so. Hey, brother, do you think RSR has potential 10x from token? RSR. Is RSR a 10x potential? Is RSR... I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe. I don't know what the inflation on this, but this has the same exact chart. Just snapshot looking at it. Boom, boom, bam. Snapshot looking at it. RSR has the exact same chart as VeChain. RSR has the exact same chart as ADA. RSR has... This is the chart that I'm looking for. I like this. This is your sign of strength. Backtest reaccumulation. Move higher. Reaccumulate again. Very, very good. Now, I don't know what the inflation is, so let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Nothing. Well, a little bit. Okay. Is it past or... Ooh. No. I'm going to say no. This is probably going to retrace. Little bit too much past inflation and still a little bit of inflation. But that's a 7x to retrace. Just to the 0.5, the 702 is an 8x. So can it get to 10x? Plausibly. I would say the probable, though, you're looking at a 5 to 8x, which is amazing. But I like this chart a lot, I gotta say. Gotta say. Is Broski into crypto also? He is by way of being close to the sun, but he doesn't like teach it, you know. He just graduated high school, so he's still got a lot to learn. He is a Solana holder though. Price. All right, let's check out price. Did I spell this wrong? I definitely did. No, I didn't. I don't have a good chart for this, brother. It says, I got excited, was literally glued to the charts for buying. 125 to 120 in June. Small pullback, 145. Bro, I'm with you. My targets are a little bit more conservative than yours, but potato, potato, tomato, tomato. I would love for yours to be right. LCX chart. I like LCX a lot, Webb. Let's check out LCX. Bro, I feel like I haven't been live in 7 weeks, even though it's only been like 3 days. Man, come on, bro. This is the same as ADA, the same as VeChain, the same. What's the inflation on LCX? Almost nothing. Almost. Come on, bro. Woo! You love to see it. All right, bare minimum, $1.11. Parabolic is $2.22. I like LCX a lot here. Ski, is it highly likely that ICP hits $100 in your opinion? Ooh, I don't know about highly. I'm going to say plausible, but highly would be $38. I'd say very plausible to $100, but very probable would be $38. Can you look at Prime? Did we? I feel like we just looked at Prime. Maybe not. Let me see. No, I did not. What is the inflation on Prime? All right, so this is your clear markdown, and it looks like it's starting to accumulate. There's a decent bit of support over here. So I would imagine that this is going to hold. This looks like accumulation. The next thing would be getting your sign of strength, which would take you to $6. Now, let's check out the inflation on Prime because I don't know. Which one are we talking about, too? Is it Ecolon Prime? Echo Elon Prime? There's a decent bit. Jesus, I cannot speak today. 300,000. My God. 3x. All right, so not past inflation, but future inflation. There's only 32% is circulating. So to me, this is more likely a retracement rather than a parabolic. So micro would be $13. Micro parabolic would be $43. Macro would be $15. I would think that it's going to macro retrace. That would be my plausible bet. And that's about $15 to $19, somewhere in there. That's the highest probability for me. Are you live anywhere else? I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on X. I'm live on Twitch. We are not live on TikTok, though. Big news for DNX that came out. What is the big news, John? Enlighten me. I don't know. Edward is dabbing. I loaded up 100,000. What was the ADA price targets? $2, $4, $6, $8. Low, medium, high, and lucky. Low, medium, high, and lucky. Andy on ETH. Right, we can do DEX tools now. Man, your boy's been liberated. This is wonderful. What a wonderful feeling. Oh man, this is great. DX can 100x. Dynex just got featured in Europe's top quantum newsletter. That's very good. All right, let's check this out. Okay, this looks... Let me zoom out all the way. Come on now. All right, so listen, on the macro, this is just your markdown accumulation sign of strength back test. That's all that is. Not a bad looking chart, gotta say. This is accumulation within accumulation too. So this isn't a bad spot even in the micro. Retracement is 002. Let me give you the ROI for that. That's about a 2.3x. Parabolic is about a 9x. Any idea on why Bitcoin dropped today? Panka, because it's up from 100,000 to 110,000. So dropping, you know, what I don't even know what the percentage of that is. What is the percentage on that? So it's dropped 1.6% after being up 10%. That's pretty normal. So that's why. Today's the full moon, by the way. And what we've seen, I forgot to mention this in the live stream, but what we've seen the past few months, by the time the full moon is here, the bottom was already in. And I think that that's true again. And what we've seen too is the new moon has been the local top. So I think we're going to pump into the new moon. That doesn't mean like every single day is going to be green, every single hour, every single minute. No, but I think we're going to trend up till the 25th. And then the 25th, guess what? It's probably going to be the local top, and we'll probably have a back test of the prior range. It'll probably be a higher low again, and we'll just keep marching our way higher. That's probably what's going to happen. What are your thoughts on CME gaps? Do you think Bitcoin is going to pull back and fill the one made last weekend? Someday. My thoughts on CME gaps. Okay. Here, this is good. So, all right. Let me think about this. All right. So, my thoughts on CME gaps are that people have this idea that they need to get filled, and generally they do get filled, but people have this idea that they're going to get filled right now, and that is wrong. So sometimes they get filled. Sometimes I've seen them get filled years later. They don't always get filled. It's about 85+% of the time they get filled, but it's not in the speed and the velocity that people think. So there was a CME gap. There's still a CME gap at 92K, I think. Maybe that got filled. Is that going to get filled? Probably. Is it probably going to be after the bear market's over? Most likely. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. All right, Brett. All right, let's check out Brett. Amp, my bad, elevate your third eye. I missed you. All right, let's start off with the inflation. Not bad for AMP, actually. Not bad at all. I don't know what the past inflation is. A little bit. This is pretty good, I gotta say. This is accumulation. This almost has the same chart as DOT. It didn't quite get the move higher, but still at the same accumulating spot. So this is a big level that's held for support, and I would imagine it's going to get held again. So even if we pull a micro, let's pull a micro fib here. Retracement would be 1.5 cents, and then parabolic would be probably confluence with the inflation of 7 cents. That's probably what we're going to see, I would say. All right, let's check out Brett. Retracement is 15 cents. Brett looks really good. Man, the whole market looks good, guys. I gotta be. The whole market looks good. Parabolic price discovery 37 cents. I don't mind, Brett. I don't mind. Shawty, I don't mind. As long as Pinaski knows ND over OH and O. Scoreboard! Scoreboard. That's what we know. We go by data, logic, and facts. We don't go by what we feel. We don't go by what we feel. We go by data, logic, and facts. Okay? And what are the data, logic? What are the data, logic, and facts? Ohio State is the national champion. Reigning. All right, Bitcoin dominance. We went over Bitcoin dominance at the beginning of this live stream, but here it is. So I'm going to go macro, and then I'm going to go micro. Okay? So macro, what I've been saying for literal months, literally since November, actually, almost years. This is working on macro Wyckoff distribution, okay? And distribution measures a top, okay? So let me go macro, and then we're going to go micro. All right? So here you go. Here is textbook Wyckoff distribution. Buying climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, sign of weakness. Okay, that is what Bitcoin dominance has done, all of these things. Okay, then you get an up thrust that goes higher than the buying climax. Okay, that's what Bitcoin did. Up thrust goes higher than the buying climax. Then you get a UTAD, which goes higher than the up thrust. That is what Bitcoin dominance did. You have a big plunge down. A big plunge down, retrace to the 618702, and then you start to make a lower low. And then you start to really roll over. In my opinion, let me show you exactly where I think that we're at. I think we have already gotten our big plunge down, we have already gotten our retracement, and we are like right here, in my opinion. That's where we are on Bitcoin dominance. Okay, now let's zoom in and see what we got. Let's delete this. It's a little ugly. All right, so you had your plunge down to the 618702 resistance here clearly, and it was kind of a little bit of an uptrend until recently. And what do we have? You have a micro lower low. On the body, candle is lower than the body, which is more important to me than the wick, but the wick also is lower. So this is already a micro lower low. Now, the next thing is going to be a more macro, which is going to be 63.5. That would be double confirmation. And then the big one, triple confirmation, is 62%. Now, we've already gotten across to the downside on the daily. So, and when we look at it, it's not like extremely oversold. We are neutral. We're making a lower low, and it's neutral. Okay? So, Bitcoin dominance to me, looking very, very good. Very good. Me, myself, and I, thank you for the $1.99 donation, brother. I appreciate you. He says, Flux, please. All right, let's look at Flux. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is still the spring to me. We need to take this hideout here. 36 cents. Retracement is still $3, and then parabolic is still $5 to $13. Thank you for the support, though. Pinutsky just needs to copy trade ski and will be a millionaire in 5 to 10 years. He's a Solana holder, so he might just be that just from Solana. Hold until 2030. AVAX, HBAR, ETH, or SUI. Oh. So I can only pick one. Is this the rules? I can only pick one. AVAX, HBAR, ETH, or SUI. Which one do I need to hold until 2030? I'm going to say HBAR. AVAX would be number 2. Sui would be number 3, and then Ethereum. I think all of those are 10-year plays. Only one, H-bar. Yeah, I'd pick H-bar. H-bar to me is a pretty distant first place winner. Then it would be AVAX, followed by Sui, followed by Ethereum. I do think all 4 of those are 10-year plays, though. Or 5-year plays, I guess. Man, it feels like 2020 in my brain. 2030 feels like 10 years ago. That's not real. It's like barely 4 years ago. 4 years from now. Why H-bar? Because H-bar to me is Solana, but without the inflation. The inflation is mostly done. I wasn't big on H-bar this cycle because of the inflation, but the technology is amazing. But most of the inflation is already done with H-bar as well. So a lot of the inflation happened for H-bar this last bear market. Says I totally agree. Could you please look at what is the Karen, what is the ticker for that? Only one. Uni, please. I like Uni's waking up. Alex says, "Hey Ski, what happened to your TikTok page? It got banned, but I have a new one. But I don't even want you to watch there anymore. The views are the exact same, if not more, on the brand new account. It's Skis Crypto. But I will be actively funneling everyone to YouTube from now on. Because I've never had one single video taken down ever on YouTube. Not one. And the fact that any one person can just maliciously hold someone ransom, literally hold them ransom, pay me $3,000, or we will mass report your account and get it banned, is crazy. So it is what it is. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I talked about this earlier in the live stream. There was a part of me subconsciously, not necessarily consciously, but subconsciously, that thought if I ever were to get my TikTok account banned, that it would suck and there would be like all of my hard work. I would have to start from zero and all of this and that. That was like a subconscious feeling that I had. And I got to be honest, as soon as I made my new account and I started uploading, and right off the rip, 12,000 views, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000 views off the rip. Bam, bam, bam. 5,000. None less than like 2,000. Just the same as my other account. I figured out that followers are a vanity metric, and it does not matter. Because I've developed the skills on how to get the right message out to the ears of leadership. And that, I got to be honest, is a liberating feeling. It's a liberating feeling. Would you sell... I don't even know what that stock is for Bitcoin. I'm not heavy into stocks, so for me, like, I'm biased, but the answer would be yes. Press the like button. Makes me myself wee wiggle. You love to see it. Ski, should we renew TikTok subscription? What value plays, please? You can become a member on here. It's the same thing, but my value plays are still the same right now. There's no difference of value plays right now. Good for the algorithm. All right, what was the other one? Do you see a pullback? There's always going to be pullbacks. There's always going to be pullbacks, but we're in an uptrend. That is the facts. All right, let me finish. I'm going to answer your question. Let me finish Uni, though. This is accumulation, sign of strength, back test. Move higher, back test again. Same as ADA, same as VeChain, same as a lot of others. And to me, this is looking very good. In the micro, even better, right? Uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. This is accumulation in the micro. So retracement from here is a 2.7x. Parabolic from here is a 9x. Solana 100x easy. Yes, Solana is my favorite 100x play, period. End of list. All right. So, is there going to be pullbacks with Bitcoin? Absolutely. Crypto? Absolutely. There's always going to be pullbacks. But here's the thing. From November until April, crypto was on a downtrend. Right? Meaning, when you bought the dip, you were fighting against the trend. So, the lows kept getting lower and the highs kept getting lower. This was a downtrend. Crypto is no longer in a downtrend. In fact, is in an uptrend. So the dips are for buying. So are there going to be pullbacks? Yes. Absolutely there will be. Absolutely there will be. But they are for buying. And also, the other point was because of war. Listen, I wish it wasn't this way. War is evil. I hate war. I've been to war. There are no winners in war. Okay? War is the most evil thing that man can do. Period. And it is good for crypto and stocks. I wish it were not so, but that is the facts. War is good for money printing. Money printing is good for stocks and crypto. Brandon says, are you a believer of the M2 chart versus Bitcoin chart? It's something. It's not gospel, but I mean, what is M2? M2 is measuring basically money printing and the velocity of money moving around. And this gets sped up exponentially because of the money printing, right? So Bitcoin is definitely a hedge against that. So it is loosely connected. It's not gospel. Right now it has been gospel. I'm not going to be married to it forever or anything like that. I'm not going to make decisions based off of it. It's something, but it's not everything. Hoping with all my teeth. ELDE, is it dead? Let's see. I'm going to say probably. I don't know anything about this. Is this the best chart? Maybe get a retrace. 12 cents. Top value plays as of the time of recording. Solnic, HNT, Rose, ICP, Shiba, Dent, VeChain, Naka, IOTA, Flux, Theta, Krill, Suki, Raven. Raven's been doing really well. A lot of these have been doing really well, actually. But I know Raven specifically was ripping the other day. Dot, LCX, Sauce, Hee, Phantom 1, XYO, ADA, Link, XNO, Fat Cat, and AR. Those are my top values as of the time of recording. As of the time of recording. Sell my kidney to buy some Solnic. Maybe. All right, guys. It is dinner. Why Naka over Beam? I just like the chart a little bit better. It is dinner time. All right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok. I guess. That's at Skis Crypto. Also, we have the sports channel, which is Skis Sports. Also, I have the farm channel, which is Skis Farm. But make sure you guys subscribe. I prefer you subscribe and watch on YouTube. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys.